Welcome back to Seen It Before.
This is actually hilarious.
Welcome back to... What the fuck? Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Maybe I shouldn't lean on the table. I hope I actually
I can make noise over here so the camera goes to me.
Oh my god, this is going to be a disaster. Okay, why have we not done this in the past? Okay. Thunderbolts was this week's movie. Asterisk.
I think it's asterisk. Everyone says asterisk.
It's asterisk, yeah, right?
It's like, let me ask you a question.
You risk it? Yeah, risk it for the biscuit type.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I love Risk. Oh my god. I've always wanted to play Game of Thrones Risk.
Yeah.
It's always been too expensive to buy, though. Like, who wants to pay like $120 for a fucking board game? But I do want to play it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I get that. I'm gonna move this mic a little further away from me, just because like I feel like it's gonna just keep going to me.
Right here.
Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Right there. All right, we are just vamping at this point. Let's just get into it. So Thunderbolts, let's give our spoiler-free compliment sandwich right now while we're at it, because I know you haven't thought of it, so I'm going to start. So I already know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
All right, so one good thing about this movie, Florence Pugh and David Harbour, their relationship in this movie is fantastic. It comes back from Black Widow, and that was one of the best parts of that movie. Just so, I mean, like, it's nice to see them both together on screen again, and it really works, especially with a certain marketing with the movie itself, which I'll get into later. That was very ominous, I know. Okay, one bad thing about the movie. They killed off a character. We already knew it was going to happen. I don't know why they tried to, like, market this character into the actual trailers for the movie, like, later on, like, up until a point, and then they stopped marketing the character, and they took her out of those scenes. And another good thing about this movie, all the practical effects. It was a very practical movie. It felt very indie, and it was a very nice change of pace for the MCU.
Yeah, I know what you mean about the. This camera switching thing is annoying. I really liked. What did I really like? I like that it felt we're back. Oh shit!
You hit it to me.
I like that we're back in like the. It feels like it's like a Phase 3 movie to me. Like the quality of it, and it actually has an artistic vision to it, and I'm just glad that we're kind of. Hopefully out of the rough patch that was Phase 4 and 5. Like, this is be a great point to stop doing that.
We'll talk about this a little more later, but they definitely seem to have a vision of where they want to go by the end of this movie.
Well,
anyway.
The bad things, there's a few bad things. I think, this is more with the structure of how the phases were. There's a lot of follow-up on, Yelena and Natasha's relationship, but we haven't actually seen them or seen Yelena in 4 years. We haven't seen Natasha in 5 years. So you know what I mean? It's just kind of like we have to kind of remember all of that.
We actually did see Yelena in Hawkeye.
That was 21.
That was before Black Widow? No, it was after Black Widow.
No, Black Widow was 2020.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Good catch on that.
And then last good thing though, I really liked the what they did with the asterisk. So that was a cool thing.
Yeah.
So that had a little purpose to it.
Yeah, it did. All right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this movie. Yeah. With an asterisk. Man, we're gonna have to slow down when we say asterisk.
Because let's just call it Thunderbolts.
Let's just call it the new Avengers. I don't know if they changed it by the time this releases. We're recording this on May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day, by the way. So yeah,
I gotta go watch Revenge of the Sith again.
No, you're just gonna rewatch the 6 Andor episodes that are out. Ooh. 7 by the time this releases.
I fucking love Andor, dude. It's so good. Not a lot of people like you don't vibe with the mature. I vibe so hard with the conspiratory, like political, dark, mature stuff but with a Star Wars skin. I wish they would make more aliens. Like that would be cool. Because
more races and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just like oh the Gormans, but they're just people. You know what I mean? It's like they're in a different country, but they're aliens technically.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about Andor at all on this podcast. So
this is
I was waiting for you to go to your reaction, and you were just very upset.
It's fine. I don't get it.
Please stand by.
So this movie begins with Yelena jumping off the second tallest building in the world. Very cool practical stunt. She actually did that for real, which is really cool.
Which is cool because I'm liking. I was talking about this in the group chat a while ago, where like we're getting a lot more behind the scenes marketing. You know, like lots of Tom Cruise movies do this. This movie did it. I think we got a little something for Avatar. There was one other thing for Superman, I think.
Yep, Superman had one.
Yeah, so like all this kind of like behind the scenes, like check out what we're doing for the movie. This is like Florence Pugh actually did this. I like that we're like getting a glimpse of behind the scenes, not to get ideas of what the movies are.
Yeah, like usually that's going to be in like the special features of a DVD or a Blu-ray or something, but now they're actually just putting it out there to, you know, promote the movie, which is it's a smart idea. It's cool to see. And
it's actually pretty cost effective if you're looking at it from a business standpoint. It's like we already got to film it, you know? Why not just like we're already here. We don't have to dress it up with any special effects and do all this stuff. Here's the trailer, right? Like
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so she then jumps into another building, fights a lot of dudes, steals a guinea pig, and blows up this building. And that's all we really know until it will come back to that, but we'll get to that. So then we go to Val in DC. She's getting impeached as the director of the CIA.
Right. I didn't know you could be impeached. I thought you would just be fired for that.
You would think,
because impeach implies that, you know, can't you only be impeached if you're elected?
Well, maybe since all the shit that's going down with like Red Hulk and everything, because they said he was the last president, maybe there's some kind of change in American politics in this world that we just aren't aware of.
Who's the president now? Because it can't be.
They didn't mention it.
Thunderbolt Ross.
They did not mention that, so I don't know.
Interesting. And wait, and also in Brave New World, we found out that Bucky was a junior senator or
congressman.
But then she meant, did he lose his seat or something halfway through his term?
No,
because she says that later in the movie. She
says that later in the movie. Yes, because she's thinking that Sentry is going to kill them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Totally.
Yep. Went right. It went over my head the first time too until I looked at a video later on. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
and also, what I'm thinking, like, well, this only never mind. I'm like, this all happens in like 2 days, but I'm thinking, like, doesn't he have like votes or, you know,
he has to get elected. And he's technically. They talk about him being from Brooklyn, so I don't know if he's like a Brooklyn congressman, which is ironically Hakeem Jeffries' seat. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's a little real world thing that I guess doesn't matter, but it's cool to see. I guess we get the politics in
I like
these
the
movies.
idea that like one of the Avengers, well, is he technically an Avenger? I don't know, but like the idea that he is
now.
There. Yeah, well,
we're gonna move on to. Yeah, the next big scene is Yelena goes to Ray Guardian's house. What's his actual name?
David Harbour?
No, in the movie, his
Alexi.
Yes, Alexi. She goes to Alexi's house, has dinner with him, talks about how he didn't want to see her or something. Or, no, that's later in the movie actually. They have a nice little scene. It's fine.
Well, just like, I haven't seen you in a year. How's it going? Catching up.
Yeah, that kind of thing. He owns a limo service, Red Guardian limo service.
To save you from boring
time. Boring. Yelena's given a task to follow this person, Ghost, into this vault to get all of the files from Valentina's Ox Group. Yeah, Valentina's corporation.
Which is very, like, I noticed this about a lot of Marvel movies. Specifically, I only really don't notice it with Marvel. I'm having such a good time with like the setup and just kind of, like getting the characters going. And then like kind of the movie kind of like the actual plot of the movie just kind of starts, and I don't realize it until we're actually like in it for a while.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like, oh, this is just going to be like one little tiny mission, and then they're gonna like split up again, and then they're gonna come together, But like no, like this is the movie right here. Like, like we're gonna do this whole vault thing, and I like how Valentina's smart about it.
Yeah, because
and she like we're gonna get everyone has their own target. I wonder what she would have done. John is there to kill Yelena. Yelena's there to kill Ghost. Ghost is there to kill Taskmaster.
And Taskmaster's there to kill
nobody. So she would probably just die in the incinerator.
Yeah, she's gonna die anyway.
Yeah. Man, she can't catch a break.
She can't. And that's unfortunate because you think she should be. Well, I guess she doesn't have her recording device anymore, so that maybe makes her a little less vulnerable. So she can't see all the moves that are coming. So she's kind of like a shell of her former self. That's what I was thinking the whole time, at least. But
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe she just.
I'm just like surprised that they made that move, because when Black Widow came out, it was. They
knew people didn't like the character.
There was such a backlash, but like they looked like they were doubling down. Like, this is how it is. I mean, they're kind of doing that with Fantastic Four. Like, everyone's upset that the Silver Surfer is the female Silver Surfer. So they made a whole big deal about making Taskmaster a woman.
Yes.
And now they just kill her off in her next appearance. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they admitting defeat to all like the angry fanboys, or like?
I think they just don't know what to do with the character, and they thought, oh, maybe make her a part of a Suicide Squad and then just kill her off. I mean, it's an interesting way to get rid of a character you don't want to do anything with or have no use for anymore.
Yeah. I don't know really anything about Taskmaster, so I'm not really interested.
All I know is from
knowing.
Spider-Man game. So
yeah, like so apparently he's got a big backstory and a very good character, but they say that about everybody,
They do. Oh, well. So, yeah, Taskmaster gets killed by Ghost. She shoots her in the head.
Yeah.
That's a really cool fight scene between all of them, actually, in the vault. Like, there's the scene where Ghost catches the knife and then, like, throws it.
Yeah,
like, that was really cool.
They're all, like, throwing the knife at each other at their targets, and they're all catching it and stuff.
It's so it just shows how well trained all of them are, and then they're all just fighting. And
the only thing that I'm, like, a little, like, okay, and this is just my stupid brain doing it. So John gets snuck up on by, I think it's Ghost, or is it Ghost? I don't know. She like punches the shit out of him, and he doesn't notice it, but yet he can sense when a knife is gonna come in back of his head and catch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a fair thing. I don't know. I
know that nobody was thinking about it.
No, just you,
just me.
But it's fine.
Well, maybe John would think about it. Because combat, that's his thing.
Yes. Where the fuck is everyone? Yeah. So, ironically, John Walker. It's a mix of mine and his names.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
You guys gonna get married?
No. Anyway,
they're gonna get married.
No. So moving on, they all realize, or they meet Bob. Bob comes out of this container. They didn't know where he came from. He's just like, oh, hey, what's up, guys? He doesn't seem to remember anything. And that's the thing I'm going to talk about throughout this podcast is I like what they're doing with Bob, where he doesn't remember a lot of things, but then when he does remember, it's just crazy shit happens. Anyway, so Bob's not important right now.
Sorry, just wanted to, you know who was originally cast as Bob, right?
Steven Yeun.
Yeah. And then that would have been an interesting take on it, because I think he would have. Lewis Pullman's great. Don't get me wrong.
I think he did a great job.
Yeah, but like I feel a little bad for him because he's kind of like, oh, he's the second guy. So I hope he can make the role his own.
I don't know. I feel like Lewis Pullman is the guy. I don't know if Steven Yeun could have done this.
They give me the same kind of vibe.
They do.
Like, I can definitely, especially after watching Mickey 17, I can see that their vibes are the same. So they could pull off the same kind of performance.
True, but I think Lewis Pullman at least can do the sensitive part a little better, I think, than Steven Yeun could. They can both do the intense part really well, but I think they want to show a softer side to this character, and they did in this movie, and it works.
I just love that Lewis Pullman's thing is just being called Bob.
Yes,
because he's Bob in Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, he is. If they keep going with that, it's going to be hilarious.
This guy only plays characters named Hector.
Oh my God. We cut back to Valentina, who is talking with Mel, her assistant, who was originally supposed to be played by Ayo Itagiri.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be her, but she had to back out because of scheduling conflicts.
I like her.
Yeah, she is great. But I liked who played Mel as well. She's pretty good. So Mel is talking to Winter Soldier at this gala that Valentina put on. And it's commemorating, the attacks on New York, all these things, like Loki's scepter is there, the big A from Avengers Tower is there, like all that stuff. And it's really just foreshadowing stuff for Bucky, like actually becoming part of the Avengers. It's a nice subtle thing that you realize towards the end of the movie. Yeah, so Valentina basically tries to incinerate these people in the vault.
Right. Well, it makes sense. They're all loose ends. They're working Black Ops, mercenaries.
And there's all this stuff. Like, we keep seeing these papers with these symbols and these hairstyles for Sentry and the Ox
like,
group
what?
and everything. Yeah, so like they're literally trying to make a superhero kind of like a Homelander, which we talked about.
Well, we literally like in the dinner. I'm like, well, he really kind of speed ran that whole.
He really speed
that whole
ran
season 1 arc there, didn't he?
He did. I think the costume looked very similar too, just gold. It looked very similar to Homelander. In a way. So
I think that's what he actually looks like in the comics. So
yes, maybe.
I wonder what they're gonna. I like the idea that like, you know how DC is like gods among men.
Yes.
And then Marvel's more about humans turning into gods. This is, but like, and then there's like, what was I gonna say? Like, I think the problem with like Captain Marvel, I guess, for a sense, like she's too powerful and there aren't really any weaknesses. The only thing to kind of keep her out from the playing field is to just
or her humanity. That's her weakness.
Her humanity, and she's just busy. She's busy with fucking everything else.
Every other planet in existence.
So with Bob now, with Sentry, he's as powerful, maybe even more powerful. It's a little unclear, but he's he has like the alternate, different personality or whatever. His depression, darkness, the void. That will take over. And now he said in the post credit scene, he can't control it. It can't be Sentry without
being the void.
So that's interesting.
It's a very cool thing to play with. I was gonna talk about this later, but yeah, that's a really cool thing to play with. So like for the writers and everything, so you can really structure scenes around him and what he would do if we want to make a really cool type of scene about that. I just said your trigger word. You didn't even say
Structure?
anything. Yeah. He's triggered.
Structure.
Anyway, so remember Structure 101? Oh, man.
I remember those days.
Oh, those are good days. They get into an elevator shaft, and they have to find a way up there. Bucky jumps and then falls back down. It's like, that's a little high.
Yeah.
And then they kind of shimmy their ways up, like back to back, climbing up the wall that looks like an asterisk, ironically. Oh. Yeah.
Did not think of that.
I thought of that during the movie. I didn't want to say it, but I wanted to say it for this. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. So then the army's out. Of course, the army's there because Val figures out they survived and basically, they fight. Really cool little. This movie doesn't have a lot of set pieces. It's very few locations. And I kind of like that. It's a different thing. It's like one whole mission that these people are on within like a 2-day span. Yeah, so they get there. Val is there, the general, all that stuff. They're all going in non-lethal firing.
And then they just said, fuck that.
Yeah, Ghost gets a truck. She goes to get the truck, and they all try to survive, basically.
Yeah, well, I like that because it's like they're not going to take it head on like every other, I think, like, superhero team would be like, we can take them.
Yeah, they're trying to do like a stealth ops type of thing.
Yeah, they're just trying to get out of there, and like they're not even there to save Bob. They're just like, oh fuck Bob, he's dead. He flew into the sky and died.
Well, that was afterwards. Yeah, like Bob.
No, but even after that, they're still like, okay, we still need to leave.
Yeah, no, and I love how Yelena was like the whole time, just like, Bob, just stay behind me, and she just ties her into her at one point and is fighting. It's so funny.
Yeah, she thinks he's like a little, like
a little kid that's just a civilian just trying to protect him. And they had this conversation actually when they got up in the elevator. It was about like how, just leave me behind. Like Bob just wants everyone then to leave him behind. He doesn't want.
Right, and we figure out like that's this whole backstory because he's sad and
he's a sad boy at heart. He's a sad boy at heart. Yeah, and
but also like he is kind of like he can warp into like their worst memories.
Yeah, so if he touches them, we got a sense of that earlier when they got knocked out with Yelena and she got
it's like her first. Not really assassin, but first girl she had killed.
Yeah. So it was basically like that was another widow that she killed. But the girl, it was probably like some kind of test to prove.
Yeah, like her loyalty to the Red Room and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and like this kid she's not quite there. And let's see if she falls for this. And she did. Yeah, then the other one was John Walker. John Walker gets touched by him as well, and it's just him doom scrolling with his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's just reflecting, like, man,
and his wife's just like
failed as Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, take care of your fucking kid.
Like we're not supposed to feel bad for him at all. Like he's a piece of shit. But
he's just so interesting though, because it's like, well, I feel a little bad for him.
By the end of the movie, yes.
He's he's just a flawed character. He's this guy that wanted to be the best, and he's like Kylo Ren. He's playing at being Captain America, and he's just not the guy. You're
just not that guguy.
He's just not that guy, pal.
Not that guy, pal. Yeah.
But like that gives him like an underdog take, and then he's got like he ends up being an Avenger, right?
Yeah.
He ends up being Captain. Or what is this, U.S. agent? Or is that his
U.S. agent is his title? Yes.
So he's kind of there.
He's a mercenary.
I love how he kept his taco shield by the end of it. Like that was. He's like, this is me now.
Yep.
He's a warped version of Captain America.
Then they're walking in the desert.
John Walker's walking.
Yeah, walking in the desert, and Alexi's limo shows up.
Yeah.
And Yelena's just like, oh no.
It's me, your dad. Yeah, but he his only thing is to just kind of scream.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
It's kind of funny. Like he has like a way to it.
It's just so it's just so good. He's the comedic heart of this movie.
Yeah. And then he actually has one of the hardest scenes with Yelena at the
I'm
end,
going to talk about that later. Because that's my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to move along here. They're on their way back. Oh, he finds them, by the way, because he drove Valentina to that gala with his limo service.
He has a quick like,
he realized they're talking about Yelena.
Valentina
Somehow
so concerned about national security. Just in a open limo, this random driver. Let's go kill these people.
Yeah. And then he just books it from DC to Utah. Yeah. So
it's like so flat.
Yeah, it's so flat. You ever drive through Oklahoma? So flat. Yeah. Then. Yeah. Okay. So they're driving, and then tankers come behind them. They have a nice little scene in the thing talking about the Thunderbolts, which is Yelena's like first grade soccer team.
Yeah.
Where a girl pooped in the middle of the field.
I was waiting for them to say that she was the girl.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
It wasn't her.
That would have been great. But like they didn't like give her shit for like lying about, because like she lies and says like, oh, we won the championship or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Alexi's like, yeah, never won a single game.
Yep.
So I was waiting for them to be like, oh, Yelena, like, why'd you lie?
It works out so well for that name though. They're a band of misfits. They're the Thunderbolts. They won 0 games. All the odds are against them, and it just works so perfectly as a name for the movie.
And you could say that Taskmaster took a shit in the middle of the field because
she did. She kind of did.
Dead people shit when they die. So it's like
eventually, yes.
There you go.
And she kind of got incinerated too. So
yeah, that's a little. Probably not the best way to. Yeah.
Not the.
Hope she wanted to be cremated.
She definitely got crispy. So we're these big tankers come rolling up on them as they're talking about the Thunderbolts, and they're all trying to fight them. John has a shield in the back of the van, just trying to like prevent them from being shot at.
Is his shield vibranium?
No.
Oh, okay. It's just a piece of metal.
It's just a piece of metal. So then Bucky comes out of nowhere. It didn't occur to me how he got there at first, but we got there eventually.
Well, he gets a call from
Mel.
Mel.
So he got the call from her, and he went out there as well, looking like Terminator 2 in this bitch. It's great.
I love they're bringing back like the little exploding discs.
The exploding discs from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It was a nice little callback, and then when he puts the chain into the ground and just flips the tanker, that was so cool.
Like, he's badass.
He is the Winter Soldier.
The problem with Bucky is ever since he's turned good, right? He always kind of gets his ass kicked. You know, I want him to have a badass scene. I'm glad we finally got the badass scene again.
Yes.
He was so badass as Winter Soldier,
and now I think we're back with that.
Yeah.
I think we're back with the badass Bucky. It was cool to see. It's all these characters I think at their peak. So like this is what we want them to be in this movie. They're all the characters we want them to be. So Bucky throws a disc at them as well and kind of ties them up. It's like, you're going to testify against Valentina in DC. You are my witnesses. And then he gets a call again from Mel.
Yeah, we kind of got this other issue.
Yes,
guy named Bob.
Yeah,
Bob Sentry.
Sentry program.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy that we gotta.
And then all of them are here like Sentry.
Yeah. And well, he's like, you guys are lying to me. He's like Sentry.
Yep.
Bob. Bob.
Yeah. So, and then they're like, all right, we need to do it. And then Red Guardian is so happy. He's like, yeah.
And then it just cuts. It cuts away in the middle of his
so good. Like, oh my God. All right. So then they're in his box truck going to Avengers Tower, the Watchtower, whatever you want to call it. And they crash through the side of the building, fight all these guys. And then Valentina comes over. The speaker's like, you guys, you could have just come up in the elevator.
Yeah, it's like, I knew you guys were coming. What the fuck? And they're like, okay. And then he headbutts, and Bucky headbutts.
Yeah, there is another scene with Valentina and Bob where she's like talking to him, and then she touches him, and she has a flashback as well to
her dad
getting killed in front of her.
Yeah, by a cartel guy.
Because she didn't know who he was. She thought he was a friend of her dad's. He was not. He was an assassin. So she wants to create this whole protection around everything. That's, I think, her backstory. She wants to protect another shield around the world.
Well, they even said we need to be shielding the But yeah, I like her. Like
her motivations are good.
Her philosophy of like there's a bad guy or a worse guy, so she'll just be the bad guy.
They all walk up there. Valentina's making a drink or whatever. Who's this old Santa?
Because he played Santa.
Because he played Santa.
He played Santa in that one movie.
Yeah. That's a great movie, actually, Violent Night. Violent Night's fantastic. Anyway, then Bob comes down in his full golden glory as Bucky tries to, or someone tries to attack Valentina. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, he stops them. He doesn't want to hurt them. They're his friends. So he just is trying to like keep them from hurting her, I guess, but like kind of like.
Yeah, because that's just like his new mom or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't know who to trust, I think, at this point. So he's like, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to be me.
Yeah, basically. And then they all try to beat him up.
And they all get their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
And then he starts thinking. So after they go back downstairs, Bob's like, why would a god take orders from you? Because she kept calling him a god.
Yeah. I'm just literally a Homelander.
Homelander, Beeline Homelander. Yeah.
It's like, why?
I mean, he's got a point though. I mean, and that is also probably the Void talking to at the same time, like in the voice in the back of his head. Then Val has a kill switch, of course. And
which I was waiting for it to not work.
I was waiting for it to not work, but yeah, he grabbed her first, then Mel ends up activating the kill switch and does kill him. but not in the typical Marvel way. Like he's dead, not the anticlimactic way. All the shadows started coming in towards him. I was like, oh, that's a cool shot, man. Yeah. Like, and then just you see the pinholes of his eyes open. So now we're downstairs. Low point. Yelena and no, I'm not gonna get to that one just yet. Yelena's basically just like, we're not we're not heroes, whatever.
I'm very depressed at what we've just experienced.
Yeah, basically all of her feelings are culminating, and she just kind of walks away, and then Alexei follows her. This is the best scene in the movie where they're just talking. She's like a depressed mess, and he's just listening, and he's like, Yelena, you're the light in everything. Like she lights up a room and everything, a very emotional scene that you don't see in Marvel movies, and which is exactly what we've been kind of missing in all of these, and like he's talking exactly how a father would talk to his daughter, and like, great scene. It's Hop talking to 11. That's literally what it is, in a way, except more depressed. Anyway, so it's a great scene, and I think that's one of the best scenes the MCU has done in the last few years for sure, at least since Endgame. Then we move on to the Void. He's just waiting up there for someone to see him. And then helicopters come in. He blacks them out. And the shadows that they evoke the directors talked about, it's like the shadows seen on people from Hiroshima. Yes. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, that's dark. So he starts voiding all these people.
Which we didn't know that. Because there's this whole scene with this little girl.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna get to that. Go ahead.
I thought they were just dying. Like I thought they were just, it's just a bunch of random like military guys, and they're fighting him. So like, okay, they're all gonna die.
And meanwhile, the rest of the Thunderbolts are saving people and just trying to, not get people killed. Then Alexei sees this little girl.
Don't worry, little one, you're safe. And fucking poofs away.
We just both looked at each other like,
oh my God.
They just killed a kid.
Like,
oh my God.
This movie's kind of dark.
Yeah, we was like, oh man. But yeah, so the Void is consuming all of New York at this point. People are running, trying to run. The Thunderbolts take cover except for Yelena, who walks right into the Void.
Right.
And she's back in that same place she was with that little girl. It's repeating and repeating. It's this room, she tries to run away from it. She hits a wall, like it's a painted on wall, like of a set. And it's a really cool way to evoke that she's trapped. Like this is how memories work. You can only see the big parts of what you see. And it was just really cool to see. I just said see like so many times there. I should probably put a little ding there for every time I said see right there.
This is when the third act is very like conceptual.
Indie. Very indie, everything everywhere all at once type bullshit going on.
Yeah,
I loved it. So she breaks through a wall. She goes to another scene with her in the red room, and all these girls are trying to put together guns, disassemble and assemble guns as fast as they can.
She was the fastest,
and she got to watch
whip her hands.
No, it wasn't hers.
All the girls' hands.
All the other ones. And then Yelena tried to shield her younger self from seeing all that.
Yeah.
And she sees Bob in a mirror. Mm-hmm. She's like, Bob? She tries to get through there, and then it's another scene of her drunk on a bathroom floor.
Because she has nothing and no one.
Yeah, and then when she looks at herself, it kind of jump scares you. She's just forcing alcohol down, one of her cells forcing alcohol down the other's throats. It was wild. It's like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, so then eventually she gets to see Bob. Bob's in his attic room. His parents are fighting downstairs. It's just a glimpse into his void.
Yeah.
And what he's so scared.
It's just, I kind of get annoyed by the whole generic, like, his father's abusive.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm going to be angry and throw all the... like
a lot of superheroes, though, have daddy issues, so it's kind of...
I know. It's just, it's too saturated with that one particular idea of abuse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not all abuse... Like, there's different angles to there's original experiences that you can bring upon. Like mothers can be abusive, like narcissism and stuff. We only see that like a little bit, and it's specifically with daughters. You know, I'd like to see like a I don't know.
You'd like to see?
I'd like to see. You know what I mean?
I know you.
It's kind of cookie cutter. You know what I mean?
You
it's
want
like
to see something different. I understand. Yeah.
It's like, oh, his dad's angry. We don't even really need to know why he's angry. We just know that he's a shit person. He's irredeemable.
Agreed.
And obviously that's going to traumatize Bob there.
Yep. No, I mean he's trapped in his own feelings, and the rest of the Thunderbolts are outside, and they're just like, we need to go in there. So they go in there to. I don't remember what makes them think they need to go in there. I forget what it was.
Well, just Yelena.
They were just going after Yelena.
Yeah, Yelena wouldn't kill herself, so they assume that it's something that
they're not dead. Yeah, that she's not. Yeah, okay. Everything starts going crazy in that room. So like books are flying, everything's flying around. The rest of the Thunderbolts find that room somehow, and they're all just fighting. They all go downstairs. They go through a couple other rooms, and then they find the Void in that same tower we were at in the very beginning, where Yelena was. And that's where it all began. That's where he had his the serum that was given to him, or whatever it was. And that's where the Void became an actual entity. And basically,
so did the Void get the?
Well, he already had like.
Did he get the powers?
I think the Void, I don't know what his actual comic origin is and how it works, but I know they have to coexist with each other, the Void and Sentry.
This whole sequence of like all these different memories and stuff, very Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
you know, when they were
a little bit, yeah.
And like that's the best part.
Also, it's been 10 years since that came out.
Oh my god,
this year,
man! Oh my god.
It doesn't feel like it.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my god, it's been 10 years since Force Awakens. That came out the same year.
Oh yeah, 2015. 2015.
Yeah.
We got till December for that. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, no, it's just the coolest part, most interesting part of that whole sequence with Scarlet Witch brains everybody, was Scarlet Witch or Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow.
Yes,
I wanted to see more of the Red Room. I'm glad we got to see more of that.
Yeah.
And then I love like the little line Bucky has. He's like, yeah, no, it's totally fine. I got to clean, my pass is, I don't have a messed up pass at all.
I'm fine. Yeah.
I can only imagine what he was doing.
I was waiting for the Void to touch him and see what we saw with that.
I was like,
all the other Thunderbolts are trapped, and it's Bob against the Void. And yeah, basically the Void just tell him how much of a piece of shit he is, how depression works. It's a big metaphor for depression and how you have to try to beat the shit out of it basically to survive. But that's not always the answer. And that's when the other Thunderbolts start coming back to, pull him back from the Void. And it's a nice metaphor. I thought they were gonna. I said this in the theater. I was like, I thought they were gonna It Chapter 2. I'm like, you're bad, you're mean, or whatever. Like belittle the Void.
We're not scared of you.
Like, oh God, don't do that. But they didn't, and I was very happy about that.
I guess this is kind of my main criticism.
Okay,
it's just a little basic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like we're personifying depression. Okay. We get it, guys.
Yeah. No, they definitely hit it a little too much over the head, but I think it still worked for the actual story of this.
Yeah, it works well enough. Like I understand. I still like where they're going. And
yeah, for sure.
It's just like it's not as like layered as like this is like an angel food cake. It's not like a wedding cake with multiple layers.
Yeah. So they all pull him back, and they wake up back on the street. Everybody starts coming back. They're not Hiroshima implants anymore.
I would have laughed so hard if the little girl didn't come back.
Oh my God.
Only her.
Oh my God. Yeah, Jesus. And they see Val talking on the phone or whatever, and they're just like, all right, we got to talk to you, Val. And then she's like, oh, hold on a second. She walks through this wall, and there's a lot of media there. And it's like, they're always like, what the fuck? And Valentina announces, your new Avengers. I was like, oh, Valentina, you slick bitch. Okay. So.
Well, if they had an opportunity to just be like, what? What are you talking about, lady?
And they didn't, because Yelena wanted the spotlight more on her. And that's what. And she's like, we own you now. I was like,
which is very true.
And the movie ends very abruptly right there. I was like, okay.
I'm glad about that.
It worked really well.
We don't need an epilogue.
No.
All these movies including all this. Yes. I missed that. Where American Werewolf in London did it perfectly. The werewolf dies, and
then the first post credit we get was what the fuck was the first post credit or mid credit scene?
That was Alexi doing some shit. Oh, at the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
like, I'm on the Wheaties books.
I'm here. He has a big mustache now.
He looked a lot like Hopper in that.
It was funny. It was good. Originally for that scene, the director wanted to do the actual soccer team thing where the girl takes shit on there.
Oh, that would have been great.
But they realized it would have been David Harbour talking in his American accent, and you wouldn't know if it was Alexi or not. And that's a very good point because he was deep cover at that point, so it would have been like a camcorder recording, so you wouldn't even have seen his face. Yeah, see, it wouldn't have made too much sense in hindsight.
I would have liked it.
I would have liked it. It would have been funny as hell.
Maybe they'll just do that.
Oh, she's taking a dookie. Oh God. And then the post credit. It was the longest post credit Marvel's ever had. It was an actual scene directed 3 weeks ago by the Russo brothers. 3 weeks ago.
So it might be part of the movie, maybe?
Or it's just something to get us into the movie. Anyway, so yeah, the new Avengers, I do not like the logo, by the way. It looks like shit. Anyway.
With a Z? The one with the Avengers?
No, the A. The Avengers.
I didn't even see it.
It was like a X-Men door that opens up like to the post-credit scene. It was like a red A. It was like really
I'll have to
dumb.
Look at it again.
Anyway, yeah, I didn't like it. So yeah, they all walk in. They're all just hanging out, and then there's this ominous voice, like a Jarvis voice, that comes up and it's like, and something coming in from space or whatever.
Well, they mentioned something about like Yelena's just like the space problem we're having.
Yeah, I wonder what that's gonna be. I don't know if that's obviously not.
It's got to be some sort of multidimensional thing. Because
yeah, maybe it's a incursion.
Ooh.
Maybe they're bringing back incursions. Oh shit! Maybe they are bringing.
Well,
back incursions.
we called it had something to do with Fantastic Four because we're literally watching the credits
and we saw the Fantastic Four theme.
I don't remember that being played. Wait a minute.
And like, I guarantee. And yeah, we see the spaceship coming in. The Four comes out. It's like, all right, well, they just spoiled the end of Fantastic Four. So unless that's just the beginning of it, maybe it doesn't happen at the end of this Fantastic Four. Maybe that's like, I don't know. There's two ways the Fantastic Four can end. So their planet gets destroyed and they escape the Fantastic Four, and that's where we see the ship coming in. Or they realize their planet's doomed and it cuts off and it ends right there. And then we see at the beginning of Doomsday, Doom comes in or somebody comes in and destroys the planet and they have to escape. And that's the beginning of Doomsday now. So I'm interested to see what they do with that. Like they showed us a social media post of a lot of them, like Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie, Robert Downey Jr., a bunch of them watching Thunderbolts. And it's a picture of all of them. And you see Robert Downey Jr. with a buzz cut. I'm just like, oh, interesting. So I don't know if they're going to make Doom, or he's got a wig or what's going on, but it should be interesting to see what they do with that. Anyway, I don't want to say we're back because we always say we're back and then we're not back.
I'm just saying,
but I think
because we saw Daredevil, and there's a very clear what's new and what's old, and while the new stuff, while it's very few and far between, I'm like, this is 10 times better than anything else that they've done in the past 4 years.
Yeah. This is the end of Phase 5, the Thunderbolts. So we're starting Phase 6 with the Fantastic Four.
And then we're ending it real quick with Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Well, I mean, there's other stuff coming too. I mean, there's the Ironheart show. There's
oh god,
yeah, which has been delayed for 4 years.
Please don't, guys. Please.
There's the Vision Quest show that's in production. There's
like White Vision.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Vision. It's another WandaVision, Agatha All Along type of show. It's another in that trilogy of shows.
I don't know. Yeah, and then it's right. You said I don't want to say we turn the tide just yet.
Well, I think at least with the movies, I think have a good thing going forward.
Maybe these are just holdovers from like
because
the shitty era.
The next movies we have: Fantastic Four, Doomsday, Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then
Doctor Strange 3, maybe.
There's a November date they have for 2026, which I think is going to be Doctor Strange 3. But they haven't announced it yet, so who knows?
It might be kind of cool and smart of them to just say, we have this many movies coming out in the next few years. We're not going to tell you what they are, and then they release the titles like a month before it releases. We're like, oh, fuck, it's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That would be it'd be a cool thing to do, and a good marketing
that's
play.
the main
People
problem.
are going to see them no matter what. Like, who cares how you market?
Well,
how you market it.
The main problem with all like the slates that a lot of people brought up is like, because we already know, like, there's no stakes. A lot of this, like, we knew that, if there's a life and death scenario in a particular movie, we know that they're not going to die because we know that they're going to be in the next movie.
So, yeah, I'm going to overall give this movie 85 guy. It's a solid movie, but I don't think it's got rewatchability. That's the one thing this movie doesn't have.
Oh, I didn't even really think about that. I was thinking I'm definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray. We've had a great, like, 3 or 4 weeks so far, I think, of movies that have released. Like, I'm definitely getting Sinners.
Oh, me too.
I think I'm going to get this one on Blu-ray. Maybe not 4K, but on Blu-ray. I think I'm going to give it an 88. I feel like I like this one a little more.
It's a good movie. I was just trying not to be recency biased. So I'm definitely recent. I'm gonna give it 82. Okay. Yeah,
that sounds like it'll settle
good.
around
I give it 3.5 on Letterboxd. So I mean, it's good. It's good. It's better than most of the crap we've gotten recently. So like Brave New World. I wouldn't say it was crap. I think it was fine.
It was like it wasn't. I remember
the worst
rating
thing.
it like it was. Yeah, it was fine.
But
it wasn't the new gen, like the new, like we're back guys. It wasn't like that.
I wouldn't say it's bottom third of the MCU. Like there's 30 some odd titles. I think it's maybe in like the mid 20s,
middle.
Yeah, like it's a little less than middle, but it's still not bad. It's
better than Eternals. I'll tell you that.
Better than the Marvels.
It's better than I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
So that's an achievement right there. You got me to go see the movie.
Yep. Exactly. All right, we're wrapping this one up. We're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast. And you can find me on Letterboxd with the handle DonutMan96. I'm Dan.
I am Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Was, my Letterboxd and serialized at DJ Was, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Was.
All right, next time we've got... yes. Our next movie, the one you are super, super excited for, and that I have also become super, super excited for. What? Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Yes. I love the shit out of the Mission Impossible movies for no reason at all. I think they're just great.
Oh, wait. That's not our next one.
No. Why'd you...
I lied. It's the last of our rewatch series of Fallout and Dead Reckoning Part 1. So we are going to do a combo episode of those two because we've already talked about Dead Reckoning. We'll just talk about it a little bit. We're going to mainly talk about Fallout. And then it's The Final Reckoning the week after. We'll see you at The Final Reckoning, the 2 hours and 50 minutes of The Final Reckoning.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, bro, it's long. It's going to be big. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. But until then, we'll see you next time.